righty, welcome back to episode 2 of Just One You with Nurse J, finding the joy in being yourself. Thank you all who watched my first episode. Um, it was a little stiff. It was just, I was learning. Um, so let's just review what we talked about last time. So, what is burnout? Nurse burnout. Nurse burnout is caused by any unmanaged and chronic stress in the workplace. It's not just in nursing, but since I'm a nurse and this podcast focused on nursing, that's what we're going to talk about, our unmanaged chronic workplace stress. Breathe, take a deep breath, because we know that as nurses, we get burnt out. It just is what it is. We get burnt out. So what can we do about it? How do I know? How do I know if I'm burnt out? Well, let's see. Some of the signs and symptoms of burnout. First, you're going to be fatigued. Uh, and fatigue is past your normal tiredness. It's past just being exhausted. It's that unrelenting exhaustion. You're just like, I just can't move. I just can't do anything. You go to work and you're tired. You come home and you're tired. You see your kids and you're tired. Husband, you're tired. It's that persistent and unrelenting exhaustion. You can't have changes in your sleep pattern. You can sleep more, you can sleep less. For me, I tend to sleep more. I Sleeping is one of my favorite activities. My bed is my favorite place in the world. I ain't even gonna lie. My favorite place in the world. And so with the changes in sleep, you also see your changes in energy, because the changes in energy come because you're tired and then you're probably not eating right. And it's a lot of times nurses struggle to get out of bed. Let me tell you, day 3 of 3 in a row, now y'all know, ain't no tired like the morning of day 3 or the night of day 3 or the beginning of day 3 of 3 in a row. And some of you overachievers may do 4 in a row, 5 in a row. One time in my career, I did 6 12 hours in a row. I was beyond burnout. I was exhausted to the point where it was like, you can't work no more. You can't work no more. And that was just a situational burnout. I'm talking about burnout in nursing where you're like rethinking your career. Why did I go into nursing? Is this for me? It feels like you're just being pulled on every side. And it's like, but you love people and you love serving. So you get the fatigue. And then comes the cynicism. So when you start being cynical and sarcastic and detaching, it's time to rethink things. You're getting burnout. You're skeptical about the value of the work. We are there to help people. That's what we do as nurses. We want to help people. We want to save lives. That's why we all went into nursing. But at some point, you're like, you know what? People die every day. I don't want my patient to die, but people die every day. And so you get skeptical. You can just the doctors start getting on your nerve, the CNA start getting on your nerve, the unit clerk. It's like, people, we all got to work together. We all got to work together. And then don't talk about those times where we're at work and we hide in the break room. We hide in the bathroom because you're like, I just need 5-10 minutes. I know many of y'all have gone hours out peeing, hours on your feet, hours without sitting down. That stuff, year after year after year after year, gets old. I did OR nursing for 13, 14 years. And somebody asked me one time, they said, what time do you go to lunch? I said, when they send my relief. Just like, so you don't know I said, I go to lunch or somebody come relieve me. And if I don't go to lunch, they might not come back. So if I'm hungry or not, I'm going to take me a break. So, we learn in nursing to adapt. But at some point, that adaptation, it gets to be too much. You get burnout. You distance yourself from your patients and your colleagues. That teamwork, it kind of dwindles and you just like, okay, yeah, I'll help you. What do you need? Okay, I can do that. Versus being your normal, energetic self. Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. One of those other times when I was working in the OR, I had one of the surgical techs that was with me tell me, she said, now, Janae, she said, she said, I would never speak to you first when you came to work. I was like, I didn't even pay that no attention. She said, because I let you speak first because that let me know what mood you were in. So people can read you. People can see you. We work with these people every day. We see these people more than we see our husband and our children, most of us. So they know how to read you. And when you start questioning yourself, like, why am I here? Am I being effective? And don't be the one that, you go home after you work the shift, be like, did I give him that medicine? Did I set that IV right? I ain't putting nobody on blast. If you're not a nurse, I'm sharing our secrets. Congratulations, you're welcome to the nursing world. But it be like that sometimes. It's just like, did I do that? Did I do that? Did I give him 2 pills? Did I give him the right amount? And sometimes the burnout, the tiredness is serious. And you have to learn when to take a break. Because we can't just go, 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 go. We are not the Energizer Bunny. We can't just go, 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 go. Because over time, we're going to have decrease in our concentration, decrease in our decision making, and decrease in our overall performance. And that's when we start to make errors. Because sometimes it's hard to focus. When you've had a rough day, this is hour 6 of your third 12-hour shift, and you get a new admission in the psychiatric hospital, and they are acutely psychotic. Sometimes the energy and the effort just ain't there. You'd be like, I need some help with this. But as nurses, we suck it up, we get it together, we have to deal with that patient, but that takes so much energy and effort. Not just going to work, but just being there and dealing with other people in their situations and meeting them at their worst. Because we have to be very focused when we come to people, because we can create errors, we can harm a patient, we can harm ourselves, and we don't want to do that. That's unacceptable. So we have to know the signs and symptoms of burnout. One good way, I know a lot of nurses do this, they're very meticulous in how they set up their workday. They do the same thing, they do the same steps every day, every patient. They come in, they get report, they go run on their patient, they check their allergies, they check their meds, they check their orders. It's boom, 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 boom. It's very meticulous. We are very routine. And that helps us when we get to burnout because we don't want to miss a step. So that helps us. But there are those times where you're like, you know what? I don't, especially if you had the same patients you had for the last 2 days on day 3. You're like, I know they allergies, but they could have gotten a new allergy today. Like, I know they meds. They could have changed their meds. So we got to pay attention. We can't just take those shortcuts. We have got to pay attention. This is somebody's life. Beyond just it being your license, this is somebody's life. And so as nurses, we have to be aware of where we are. With the signs and symptoms of burnout, we have to be aware of we are. The new word now is 2023. The word is emotional intelligence. That's recognizing where you are as an individual, where you are in society, where you fit, how you're functioning. So we want to make sure that as we recognize the signs and symptoms of burnout, that is very important to our mental health. In 2018, I spent 5 weeks in the mental health hospital as a mental health nurse. The story will come a couple of episodes down, but I was burnt out. I was burnt out at work. I was burnt out with my family. I was just burnt out. Felt like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not serving anybody. Nobody's benefiting from me being here. I was done. Thankfully, my husband and my therapist got me the help I needed. Although I did not like spending Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2018 in the hospital, I'm still here today. So, you have to be able to be self-aware and recognize your struggles. At that point, I knew something wasn't right, but I was too ashamed to admit it. And so as nurses, you have to be your first patient. You know, you say you can't take care of somebody else, you take care of yourself, but you have to be your first patient. Assess yourself, see where you are. If you need a mental health day, take a mental health day. Your supervisor may be mad. I know y'all working short at work. I get it. I've been a nurse for 25 years. I get it. I get it. But you got to take care of you. There's just one you. You got to take care of you. So if you need a mental health day, take it. If you see a peer struggling, talk to them. Talk to them. Like I said earlier, we spend more time with our coworkers than we probably spend with our families. So these people become our families. They know us. They can tell if you're having a bad day. They can tell if you were kind of snippy with that patient. They're like, that's not like Jay. She don't normally, act like that. So we have to be able to recognize and manage our emotions within our workplace. And we have to understand that we have to address our feelings. Like I said, you got to be your first patient. You got to assess yourself. Are you in a space to serve others? Are you in a space where you're going to be therapeutic? Because you don't need to go in there with an attitude with a patient that just got told they got cancer and you trying to teach them about their medicine and you like, yeah, you got to take this and take this and take this. And the doctor said this, the doctor said that. You're like, I'm good. Because they already struggling with their new diagnoses. So sometimes as nurses, y'all know we've been nurses. This ain't no secret to us, but we have got to learn to prioritize ourselves. We have got to be our first priority. Not your patients, not your spouse, not your significant other, not your boo, not your babe, not your kids, not your dog, not your cat. You, me, 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 Janaea. I got to prioritize myself. Y'all get it? Prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself. Don't end up in a psych hospital. And if you do, get the help you need. It's not bad to get the help you need. I went through shame. I went through denial because I went in, got out, was out for like 11 days, and went right back in. Talk about embarrassing. Talk about humbling. And some of the same patients that I had served were in the hospital with me, and they were encouraging me. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So be your first patient. Look out for your peers, your coworkers. Understand that everybody gets burnout. Sometimes, it is what it is. You have to understand your own emotional state, knowing if you need an intervention, if you need to be like, you know what, I need to take a 15, I need to walk out, go get a snack, just go walk around the block. If you work in the daytime and if it's safe. I worked at night in a psych hospital. I wasn't going out the door. So I would go walk around within the facility, although that was difficult because like every 10 feet was a locked door. So, but y'all see what I'm saying. Get you somewhere, take you some time, and you have to build that culture in your workplace. For those of you who are managers and leaders, recognize your staff burnout. Um, be there to listen. You, we all here do a job. We get that. We're not here to whine. We know that. We just want to be understood. And sometimes we are at our worst and we have to take care of people at their worst. So worse and worse make worser. It's not a word, but it don't make better. It don't make good. They say two negatives make a positive, but that's math. Worse and worse, not mathing like negative and negative make a positive. So if you need a break, take it. Whatever that looks like for you, take it. It may look different for everybody. Some people may take a couple of days off. Some people may go run a marathon. Not me. No, I might walk a 5K, but if you see me running, I advise you to run too, because I'm running from something. And that means I'm scared. So if you see me running, run. I'm just saying, run. Let's see what else. I'm looking over here at my notes because y'all, I don't want to miss anything. I can shoot off the fly because I've been a nurse. I this is important to me. I feel this in my heart, but I want to make sure that I convey the message that I want you all to get. Um, so as you develop your emotional intelligence, and we'll talk about emotional intelligence, a couple, along. I have some peers who they are gurus in the emotional intelligence space. So we have to understand our own emotional intelligence to deal with our burnout, to deal with our stress. The big word, we put coping skills, self-care. But it is the marathon, the walking, the coloring, journaling, yard work. Everybody's thing is different, but find out what works for you with your burnout, with your stress, because you have got to be here to serve. You are your first patient. Assess yourself. Assess yourself. Find out what you need. What's your subjective? What's your objective? What's your assessment? What's your plan? How do you educate yourself? Y'all all know about soapy notes. You know, y'all all know about the situation, the background, the assessment, the recommendations, the S bar. We all know about this. We know about nursing care plans. We know about, medication. So if you do your assessment and you determine that, you know what, I might need to see a therapist, then go see that therapist. If you do your assessment on yourself and you realize, you know what, I might need some medications, then go to your primary, GYN, whomever, therapist, and find you somebody to um, get you the medication that you need. But you have to start with yourself. Um, that's a lot for today. I just want y'all to understand and to realize that you are your first patient. My contact information is justoneULLC.com. That's my website. I'm going to put the link to my link tree in this YouTube. You can, I have several journals I have published. I'm in the process of releasing a coping skills ebook that should be released by the end of the year. But y'all, just remember, it's just one you. You've got to be your first patient. Assess yourself, come up with a treatment plan for yourself, and find somebody or someone to help you implement the treatment plan, whatever it is. You have to take care of yourself. You have to recognize the signs of burnout. And as we go through this podcast, we'll talk about coping skills. We'll talk about, self-care, emotional intelligence. I'll be bringing on other nurses who have stories that can encourage you, maybe some therapists. I'm also certified in mental health first aid. A lot of you may not have even heard of that, but it's It's like CPR, but it's for mental health. Um, and so the first part of mental health first aid is you have to recognize somebody has a problem, and that you have to recognize that you have yourself has a problem. So be your first patient, learn the signs and symptoms of burnout, and join me in 2 weeks, because right now I'm publishing every 2 weeks. But as we go along, it will become more frequent, because there's just one me, there's just one you. We're going to be our first patient. We're going to learn about our emotional intelligence. So, deuces.